PvP in Destiny 2 is going to die. All right, let me stop. That's a little extreme, but the shenanigans and the buffoonery that we saw today from Bungie is just, it's unbelievable at this point, man. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, basically, with the release of Trials this season, there was supposed to be a new exclusive emblem called the Dazzling Iridescence, and you were only supposed to be able to get that emblem by reaching the lighthouse while never trailing in any of your games. And the emblem did release with this season, but unfortunately, there is a massive bug going on right now where you don't have to win your games while never trailing. You can just get the emblem for going flawless. So it is roughly 1,000 times easier to get the emblem than it should be right now. And you know, if this was maybe a one-time occurrence or something like that, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if you rewind to last season, the very first Ascendant Division emblem that we got was actually bugged for about a week, and you couldn't lose any points in comp. Well, so long as you dashboarded at the end of the game, and there was also no lever penalty. And honestly, I think Bungie put that in on purpose. Why do I think that? Because people would cry about it if they didn't. Because so many people think they are entitled to, high-end rewards that they just aren't good enough to obtain. And I'm not trying to be a gatekeeping elitist or anything like that, but when you have these high-tier emblems, these are supposed to be reasons to grind and improve at the game. So, the best of the best players can go out there and get them, and the people who maybe aren't as good actually have the motivation to improve because they know that there's a reward at the end of their path. But when you take those rewards that people grind their asses off to get and you give them out for free, there's just no incentive to really play the game. Last season's Ascendant Division emblem, a lot of people skipped out on playing comp because they were like, okay, I was going to get the emblem, but it's basically just a Mickey Mouse emblem. There's no reason to get it when people who just don't deserve it have it. And for those of you in the comments that think everybody and their mom should have these emblems, why? I genuinely am curious. Why does everybody deserve these emblems? Because the way I see it, I get it when there's like an OP weapon. You don't want to lock that behind, a grind where only the best of the best players can get it because that's unfair. Let's be real, that is unfair. But when it comes to an emblem, that doesn't affect gameplay in the slightest. It doesn't affect you at all. If anything, this whole situation just feeds into the negative side of the Destiny community that think they are entitled to things that they do not deserve. And I really do think it is primarily Bungie's fault because when you enable that toxic side of the community that think they deserve things for free, they're just never going to want to grind for anything, and that hurts the integrity of your game. Like, I just want to put this into perspective for you guys. When I came back to Destiny 2 and Beyond Lights after taking years away from the game, I sucked. I was not a very good player, not in the slightest, because I had to readjust to everything, and I had to learn the game, I had to learn a lot of the new maps. I was not good. But here's what I did. I improved and I got better. I don't understand why that is such a foreign concept nowadays. I really just hate the current path that PvP is going down because we have been begging Bungie for exclusive cosmetics for those people who really want to grind for years now. I don't know how many times I have said, yo, ornaments, for Trials weapons that come out of the Flawless chest, that would be a dope idea. Exclusive emblems, that would be a dope... Like, I've advocated for this stuff, and so many other people have as well. And like I said, when we finally got it, it just somehow gets messed up. And if you guys can see me right now, I'm putting somehow with some air quotes because, like I said, I don't believe it is genuine bugs. I think Bungie is just trying to cater towards those people who don't want to put in the time to actually grind for those things. And I do get where Bungie's coming from. I really do. They want to be inclusive, and that is a good thing to an extent. But we have to keep in mind, Bungie was bought out for Sony for $3 billion. If they want to be inclusive, they could make an emblem for every single comp division. I'm not even saying they have to make one every single season, but maybe do this. You have a base emblem for every division, and then you just make a new Ascendant emblem every single season. That way, when people do climb up those ranks, they get, the base emblems, and then eventually they work their way up, they get the Ascendant emblem for that season. This would give players a genuine sense of accomplishment because they'd rank up, they'd be like, oh dude, like I just got this sick emblem. Because I know Bungie has transmat effects for, you know, your rank or whatever, but let's be real. Transmat effects, they're just not exciting and nobody really cares about them. I really do have a hard time believing that the current Bungie is anything like the old Bungie that we used to have, because comp emblems and just emblems in general used to be the least of our worries when it came to cosmetics. We would be focused on ornaments and, you know, cool things like that. And I'm not saying emblems stink or anything. They are genuinely very cool and they are a step in the right direction, especially after getting no PvP content for nearly 2 years. But I do feel the need to remind everyone that we used to get ornaments for comp weapons and, you know, things like Revoker had ornaments, you know, the old Reckoning weapons, they had ornaments like Spare Rations, Gnawing Hunger, Night Watch. We used to get ornaments for legendary weapons. When was the last time that has happened outside of a ritual weapon? I honestly couldn't even tell you. Actually, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the last time that happened, I'm checking right now, was Fellwinter's Lie in Season of the Worthy. That was over 2 years ago. Where in the actual hell are those $3 billion from Sony going if they aren't going to Destiny 2? I mean, I know they're working on Marathon, but you would think they would be able to spend at least some of those resources, you know, trying to please the player base, but they just aren't doing that. Why are you focusing on a game that isn't even a sure thing when Destiny 2 has been proven to make you money time and time again? I don't mean to be too extreme or anything like that, but if you guys remember Curse of Osiris, that is what happens when you neglect your game and you make terrible changes. You get to the point where your game is about to be shut down. Mind you, Bungie was 4 to 6 weeks away from closing the doors on Destiny 2. And if we continue to go on the path that we are currently going down, Bungie and Destiny 2 may be in a similar spot to where they were in Curse of Osiris, and none of us want that. A lot of us really do love Destiny 2 as a game. We've been playing it for years, but it's undoubtable that a lot of terrible decisions have been being made. Now, I really could keep going on and on and on about this for an entire 20 to 25 minute video because there's that much to talk about, but I don't want to waste all of your guys' time because we don't know if change is going to happen, and complaining about it really does not change much, and I think I've already provided, you know, a fair amount of solutions to where me continuing doesn't really provide any value. Regardless, it is safe to say that we need some change in Destiny 2, and we need it now because we cannot keep going on like this. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. And if you are new around here, it never hurts to hit that subscribe button. Anyways, it's been Gravely. Peace.